TigerVision is proud to produce Suncoast Media Day for our local high schools in the 941 and beyond. This marks our 15th year of broadcasting, and this interview focuses on how it all began. So I'm going to make a couple introductions here. Jordan Varnadore, he's the dad of Brian Varnadore, which would be me, class of 1981 at Palmetto High School, and also have Chad Burton. He's dad, father, Ken Burton Jr., here, class of 80. So, Ken, I'll turn it over to you.
All right. Thank you, Brian. I think the secret will be out after now. But gentlemen, let's go back to the beginning. You both grew up together going to Palmetto Christian School, which is now Palmetto Charter School, and you graduated together at Palmetto High in 2006. So, Jordan, I'm going to start with you. How did this whole thing with TigerVision come to fruition?
Well, Ken, Brian, thanks. It's great to be here at Suncoast Media Day presented by the School District of Manatee County. It's a little weird being on this side of the camera for us because we're usually out in the truck. So I think this is maybe our TigerVision debut, right? So it's a little bit strange for us. But no, the whole TigerVision project started with just wanting to buy a banner for my father and I's insurance business, and just wanted to support the local football team. And getting out there, I had a coach or a cousin that was a coach on the coaching staff at the time, and he said, "Hey, Jordan's pretty good with, or Chad really is pretty good with websites." So Coach Marino at the time came up to us and said, "Hey, would it be possible for us to have like a sports website?" And so we went from there, just like, sure. Well, it was a legacy AM radio broadcast at the time, and so they had a natural question. Instead of expending the resources to do an AM radio broadcast, they said, well, hey, is it possible to do this as a podcast on your new website? And, I don't have a background in this. Thank God Chad is good with everything technology. And then the next natural question just became, can we add a video camera? Now, y'all have to remember, this is before YouTube Live, before Facebook Live. Mm-hmm. This was, even when Ustream was like a, cutting edge thing. But we just, kind of pined through it over the years. And, just in the early years, I think our first viewership was 9 people watching. And I'm pretty sure, we looked back on it thinking that was pretty neat, but I'm pretty sure it was these 2 gentlemen and maybe some grandparents. And then we got up to a game where there was a concurrent viewer limit where you could have up to 100 viewers for the rate that we were paying, which seems crazy nowadays, but we were like, we'll never get to 100. And I think it was a Manatee game or a Riverview game, but we unlocked the next tier up, and we got to like a 500, and we noticed that, there was 200, 300 people watching this thing. So we kind of knew we were on to something, but that was just kind of the beginnings of it. Chad,
where did you come in? And
I was day one. I didn't really get an option, I think. I think it was more of we have to figure out how to save the school $5,000 for their AM broadcast, and we ended up with a laptop and a webcam, and we knew everyone that watched it. Like, it was, and it's so strange because we had to pay to do the broadcast online. Like, it wasn't free at all. Like, it was a couple $100 a month for us to do all of it, and the booster club was very small, and thankfully they were willing to do that for us, and we never knew how big it would grow.
Absolutely.
Were there some challenges early on, Chad?
Yeah, there still are challenges.
Like tonight.
Tonight, it took us a little while to get live here, but there's always been challenges. That's just the nature of live broadcasting, and it'll always be that way. It's always a puzzle, I would say, more than anything. We can all figure it out.
And you do.
Somehow.
Yeah, well, let's talk about some of the innovations that took place. And if you can't remember, we'll keep it brief, but the instant replay using the LAG system, which for you non-technical people is the lag system. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, so just early on, just getting a camera up was a pretty big deal for us. We had no graphics, not even a scoreboard. You had no idea what the time or anything was. And over the years, Chad kind of innovated some things to where we have a score now. It's a pretty big deal. We have a clock now. But there was one particular game that, based on the technology we were using at the time, the return coming back from a browser, the lag of it almost synced up to perfect amount of time in between plays to gather a replay. So Chad comes up with an idea to screen capture that browser, the lag of it, and then all of a sudden he pushes it live. And I think you two gentlemen were working on this that night, and it was all of a sudden in the middle of the second quarter we have instant replay. We're a big deal, and we were just
had no idea how it worked.
No.
We had no idea how you could buy a replay system. We had no budget, so it was either innovate or we don't have it. And one of the funny things, what we were doing a Southeast game, and they were the leaders of live broadcasting at the time, and we'd caught them watching their broadcast, or you look at the replay here and it's like, that's not our broadcast. So we wanted to get a replay, and then we found a very bootleg way to do it, but we got it done until we could figure out how to do it properly.
What's important to mention there, though, the passion for us to do it at a higher level. Now, none of us had formal training in broadcasting, but there was just a passion to do it, a passion to innovate. And that kind of became our calling card at TigerVision.
Yeah.
We're able to bring a high-level show at the most ridiculous, cost of operation that there is. So it paid off for us and over the years, but and I don't mean financially. I mean in the way that our broadcast looks now. But at the early years, it was just absolutely duct tape and a prayer and hanging on tight.
Well, it really was, it was so much fun to be a part of it. I remember friends texting me during that, no way you've got replay. I had no idea because we didn't have confidence monitors at that time. And so that was one of the things I was impressed by. Now let's talk about the yellow line, guys.
The yellow line was an experiment between TigerVision and VizRT. They're a big manufacturer in the streaming space, and we were the first high school to ever use the yellow line. The first and 10 line is what we're talking about, and you see it on Sundays or Saturdays, and it looks great. We found that the Harley Stadium stands are not tall enough to get that angle just right for that yellow line. It worked for about in a 30-yard span. We could get it, and it looked great, but we'd like to revisit it. I think with AI we could get there again, but we were way too early to make that happen. We tried. It cost a boatload to even get the opportunity. We put our whole year's budget into that, and it didn't work. It hurt. It hurt.
And what about drones? Some of the great thing here, this is a school district of Manatee County broadcast, the drone shots that we've seen of the beautiful fields. And tell us about, and also Manatee County. It highlights that beautiful Manatee County view. You've got the view of the sunsets. But let's talk about the drones when you guys came up with that.
Look, I know for me, sometimes, just when we're busy and, grinding in Palmetto between my office and getting ready for TigerVision, we kind of forget that we live in paradise. And so when we open up a broadcast with that drone shot and there's just waterfront and everything, you see the skyway in the background. Yeah. Sometimes we'll catch a bald eagle or something and the beautiful sunsets. We do live in the most beautiful place in the world. We, should never take that for granted. But the drone's been a huge asset for us. I mean, we're lucky enough to have 3 licensed FAA operators of it. It's fully insured, and as the technology gets better and better, you can fly, way out of, any kind of dangerous or risk operations. But the zoom is so incredible to where you can get some really, really cool angles. For years, we dreamed about doing a cable cam, or those are $1 million systems, or something to give you that downfield shot. And the drone has really, really come through for us at that. So not just showcasing, how beautiful it is, but when the school district put in these, beautiful fields, and they pop. At Palmetto, Manatee, and I mean, it's just incredible how well these things look with our modern LED lights that the school district has put in. Everything just really, really, we're in high definition, but the actual setting is in high definition, if you will. So just things like that with the drone have just been incredible, and we hope to continue to use that for years to come.
I love that drone shot for being a color guy.
Oh yeah,
those shots are great, and it helps. It makes my job a whole lot easier.
And it's great when we talk about things that you guys pick it up, and it's just incredible. The wind is 35 miles an hour. Bam, I've got a flag and it shows the that or the rain, or we did a Haggerty game, spring game, and I said that's a 138-mile drive, and there's the actual map, and it's showing that's coming down. So
I will say y'all have gotten pretty comfortable up there, and you're pretty spoiled nowadays
We
because
are.
we used to have to try to remind y'all, please take a replay, please remember that we have this stuff, and now these guys are pulling things out of their pockets. But thankfully, we have people like Chad and Christian and some core people that the magic, in the stress box as we call it, just comes to life.
Okay, so one of the fun things that I've noticed is cameras set up in different places, and how are they running these things? Is that an Xbox controller, or what is going on? Talk to me, Chad, about the robotic cameras and how you came up with that.
And we were at the forefront of the PTZ pan tilt zoom cameras for broadcasting. We became pretty close with a manufacturer, PTZ Optics. They're very great people. It was Paul and Matt Davis over there, and Paul's moved on, but we got Matt Davis. He's now the CEO. He's a buddy of mine, and we were helping them build the firmware for these cameras. We had ideas of what we wanted them to do, and they would help us make it happen. We'd test all this stuff, and we have so many of those little cameras, and we stash them everywhere we can, and we got a couple new ideas for this season, so I'm excited to surprise you guys.
We're always ready.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, the pylon cams, probably the first high school broadcast.
I would venture to say we're the first. I can't prove it. I don't know anybody else doing it. We love to keep trying. We got some other innovations that we want to sneak in. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but we got some things you've seen on Sunday that we're going to try and go live with this season.
It's always important to us for whatever reason is what are we doing new this year? Last year was the pylon cam, and before it's been the yellow line attempts and stuff like that. And Chad's done, it's a completely custom graphics package now. That's your enjoying as you watch it right now. This is custom made. I mean, this is not something you can just buy in a box.
You can't buy it.
So every year there's always some push to be, how do we go better? And that's just for our absolute love and passion for not only our, alma mater, but for the broadcasting for these student athletes.
Okay. Let's move on. That was great. I enjoyed listening to that. But we've had some journeys with TigerVision. So, gentlemen, how far has TigerVision taken us? How far south?
I don't know. We went to
Miami Central.
Miami
right?
Central,
the Traz.
all the way down. Yeah, that was a long drive.
It's an interesting
State semifinal, and I believe it poured the whole game.
It did, and set up the game and then strike. Pretty exciting.
And there was an incident, I think, before or after the game we should talk about?
Well,
that was after the game.
It was after the game.
We were wiped out.
We had no energy left.
We had to set y'all up under a tent in the visitor side of the Traz. And it's like 80 rows up. This is no typical high school stadium. So we get through the show. The game didn't go our way, but it was a great production. Y'all did fantastic considering the elements, huddled under a tent in the rain. And if people don't see that at home, they think, oh, they're in a comfortable booth and there's air conditioning. And no, it was terrible. But then after the game, we were headed back to the hotel, and we can't really see. The trailer's kind of wider than the mirrors, especially on my old truck.
And it's raining.
And it's raining. As we make a turn, I noticed that our side door is flapping. I said, well, that's kind of strange. And it is what it is. We had been robbed at a red light, and so we dropped the trailer real quick. And I said, well, let's retrace our steps and see what happens. And we come up on, some folks, and they were trying to pick up one of our generators, and it had fallen, or had been borrowed out of the trailer. And I said, well, look, you're going to have a few problems. One, you're not going to be able to pick that up.
It was like they're trying to put it in a Jetta or something.
Pounds. Two, it's never going to fit in your Volkswagen. And three, we need to re-borrow that back.
That's ours.
Got a little spicy down there. So the road is, it's had its ups and downs and all arounds, but it's the memories for sure. That Miami Central was a good one. And then Chad took us up to Tallahassee one time.
Yeah, I got in a little trouble for that video. I had just gotten my Tesla and it was self-driving, and I made a little video with a GoPro of my drive up there, and I had mapped it with the state of Florida so you could see where I was all the way to Tallahassee, and it was really cool, except I was it was self-driving, so I was playing on my phone and doing what you would do in a car that drives you.
and then I think it was Tom Porter he still won't let that go. He likes to bring that up that I was playing on my phone and it's on camera, and he's definitely Manatee County Sheriff. So.
Yes.
So
Deputy there.
that game, we were 3.2 miles from the Georgia border
Right.
at Childs High School.
Right.
We were playing Tallahassee Lincoln,
Right.
and we didn't win that game either. I think that was the first loss of the season. So we've been almost to Georgia and then far down to Miami. So over the years, Jordan, how about some viewership data?
Well, so going back to where we started, the 12 persons per game kind of watching along. And then when we got to that 100 concurrent mark, and then the next level up was 500, we never thought we would get above 300, 400, 500 people. I mean, we didn't, Kenny, you're the tax collector on the tax roll. I think we've got 14,000 people in the city of Palmetto. So we're actually averaging over that per game. Just in views of people watching the broadcast, which is pretty incredible because at some point there's an entertainment value. And we have people from all over the country that have stumbled, down the rabbit hole on YouTube, and they find us from Spokane, Washington. We always talk about that gentleman. And what's been really neat for us is we had a football player's dad that was deployed at Guantanamo Bay, and he got to watch his kid's first touchdown. We've had people tune in from the Philippines. So we've covered all 50 states we've been watching, and then 29 countries worldwide.
And there was a Vietnam.
We had a
Vietnam.
Yeah, we had to look it up. I think it was maybe Vietnam, where if you go as far as you can from Palmetto on the globe, that location would have been it. So it was literally as far away as you can get from home. There's somebody watching. That was a pretty neat night.
The neat thing about that, the talent behind us had a globe, and it's 90 miles from the furthest place on the planet you can be, and we did that live on the broadcast. It was like, wow, and that was incredible. That is the gift that you guys bring to the broadcast, and so that was beautiful.
So in 2019, y'all had to go to Vegas, and
Oh gosh,
we were voted what?
you spent some time on this, didn't you?
Of course.
Yeah, we were
Always
voted
prepared.
the #1 live stream. We actually won an award. It's featured in our commercial that we air that nobody understands. But they made me go on stage at the National Association of Broadcasters.
International television. This guy kills it.
I'm behind the camera, so I had to speak amongst, I guess, peers. They want to know how we do our broadcasts for nothing. Like we have, the lowest budget out of anything that you're seeing in Vegas. It's not even close, and we put on a good show. And we won. We won the award. We got another.
Just to
camera.
be recognized with that group of people. I mean, that's the industry's best. I mean, that's the worldwide collection of the best. And then we by far the poorest, broadcast in there. It's not even close. I mean, everybody walks in there with
Agreed.
at least, hey, I'm just going to buy a camera lens today. It's only $250,000, so I'm not spending much. We're over there with pocket lint and a prayer and some duct tape. And so it was just great to be recognized, by that, and then to just see Chad up there on this big stage. And these people really know what they're talking about. He always impresses me, but to see him up there on this stage and people are walking up to him after his interview and, hey, that's a really great idea. I would love to code with you or make some of these applicable things. It was just a really neat thing to do. So for two Palmetto guys that grew up riding bikes together on 6th and 4th Street to go all the way to Vegas and be on this huge stage, it was like, what are we doing here? So
That is not my forte.
No.
Well, the same year that you guys got voted there, it was incredible. That same year, you're doing a broadcast Miami Central game on a school district, Manatee County field, Palmetto High School, with 62,000 people watching the game. Incredible. And no one has the idea how we're doing this all on a wing and a prayer.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I about fell out because once in a while we'll look at, how many concurrent viewers we got, and we'll always say, hey, we got 400 people, struggling along with us watching this, and we always, we're our worst critics. And I remember pulling it up. It was the Miami Central game. And I go, is this real? I looked at him. I about fell out the chair, and you've got 60-something thousand people watching this thing.
Scared.
And now the pressure becomes very, we're pretty cool under pressure, but it became real. That there's a lot of watch time on this
chat
happening
was
right now.
Popping.
The chat you couldn't even
Keep
read.
the chat. We keep the chat on, which
Now,
not everyone does.
We are brave enough to do the
Yeah.
chat, and you guys leave the chats on, and it's really great. But when you get that volume of people, and I don't know how you control that, but it's a lot of fun to hear. Hey, Brian and Ken.
That's where we find out where they're from.
Yeah, it's
We'll ask, where y'all from, drop it in the comments, and then sometimes we'll throw it on the broadcast. And we always have our regulars in there. We've got some friends that always tuning in from, Atlanta studios, Steve Johnson that helps us with stats, and then Lori Moffat, the number one.
Lori Moffat's the number
Named
one.
by far, head above shoulders, the number one TigerVision fan since the beginning. She's the OG, and she's always there to wish us good luck and give us a little word of thanks.
One of the original 9
She was probably
viewers.
one of the original 9. Yeah, our grandparents, all, and Lori. So
Those
that was
odd
pretty
numbers. So yeah.
Yeah, so you know what? Okay, guys, what is the favorite fan chat that's been posted during a broadcast? Coaches' parents looking in from New York. That's always awesome. I'm going to go ahead and say my favorite one was a former student watching, I think it was Trevor Green, watching from a deer stand in the mountains. Because that's where he could get reception on his cell phone.
That's pretty good.
Personally, I thought it was great that we were able to do this during COVID.
Yep.
We had,
was huge.
we couldn't
That
have
was
anybody
huge.
in the stadium, and that was awesome. One of my favorites is classmates of Ken and I in Colorado poking fun at us during the broadcast. So really, what would the favorite chat be that came in?
I struggle with the chat. I'm more of a troll, so my son got me with one. He had created a fake account, and I was watching the chat, and it was like some grandma, and she was talking. I don't know what she was saying. He was making it. It was pretty funny, and then we kicked that person out because it was just nonsense. And then he had made another one. It was like evil grandma. So I'm always a fan of the shenanigans in the chat. That's enjoyable for me, but it's not going to help for this discussion.
Yeah. So
I got to say, mine, if I can jump in, it's actually the opposite. For so many years had gone by, and then Palmetto was pretty deep in the playoffs, and I always go up to Mississippi for Thanksgiving with my family. My wife's from there, and it was me being in the chat. And I'm telling you, after doing it for so long, I think I hadn't missed a game in 12 years straight. And then to see, I was sweating for y'all. I was more nervous up there waiting for it to come on than I was there. But to see it come on, and I'm sitting there in the comfort of their living room, and it's, I'm in Mississippi watching this thing, and to get on the chat and be like, hey, you guys doing all right? And they're like, yeah, well, we're still doing it. So for me, that was the favorite. To be a fan in the chat was kind of neat.
Wow.
So, I was thinking of you guys and us being here in Manatee County for so long. Both of you guys are parents of fifth-generation Manatee County children that are current students in the school district of Manatee County. But, interestingly, both have served the community as part of the production staff. That's our Wing and Prayer thing. So, both Covington, your daughter, Charlie, they jump in, but think about that, being in the county, serving the community as we all do. That's pretty cool.
That's very special.
So, gentlemen, why do you guys love broadcasting Manatee County football games?
For me, it's the camaraderie at the top. The group that the family that we've built in this crew. It's just a lot of it's friends, family, cousins, whatever. Of course, Chad's been my oldest friend since the beginning of my literal time, and so to get to have some camaraderie on a Friday night. We all love football. To be able to serve back to the community and do this as a free to watch platform, hearing the stories of the kids get recruited, go off to college, parents being able to watch from all over the country that aren't able to attend the game. When we travel, people that can't travel. So it's just for me, it's just a passion. It's just, when you do something for the community, you don't really do it for, look at me. You do it just because it's just an awesome thing to do. And to tie it back into, kind of the family thing. I mean, I hope our kids continue to find an interest in it. I would love to have them carry on the TigerVision thing, and maybe me and Chad take y'all's role in the booth one day, or who knows? We'll never know.
Good luck. That'll be a major improvement.
Good luck, everyone.
It is so much easier than what we call being in the stress box.
Oh, the stress box.
It's so much easier. Everyone here can, I can see the guys out there, it's so much easier to be on this side of the thing, especially when you have you guys behind us with everything that you provide for us. Thank you.
The school is doing a good job getting these kids into video production too now. I think our little push has really pushed the schools to do that. My son was able to get certified in Adobe Premiere, and we immediately hired him for a show right after that. And he told his teacher, and the teacher didn't believe him that he had already got hired for a job, and that's pretty cool.
And I think, just being able to do it for as long as we did, and now it's taking it's getting some traction with the district, and now they have the MSTV Game of the Week, which is fantastic. Hope that continues to expand. They've hired a good one in Carl. They've got this the new, what we call the man in the van. Carl, he's unbelievable. They got to hang on to him for as long as they can. But I'm excited to see that program grow, and Carl's done a really good job of correlating it with the classroom, so the kids are coming out with the proper education with the trades, so that they can jump right in well equipped for the workforce, which is pretty neat. And for us to be a home, to offer that is pretty neat as well.
TigerVision's no slouch here. We're the stepping stone for a lot of guys.
Yeah.
We've seen them start with us and then move on and go work for the Rays or the Lightning or, Super Bowl. We've had a couple go that far. So
home run derbies.
Yeah, it
ESPN,
doesn't
Root Sports. I mean, you name it.
it doesn't stop. It's a pretty cool entry.
Is it true that you were both players on the Palmetto Jaguars police athletic team back in the day that won a county football championship?
Super Bowl champion.
It was Super Bowl.
Jaguars.
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
We're still waiting on the ring.
Please announce it correctly if you can. But
Okay.
yes, we were back in the 8th grade at the Police Athletic League.
Yeah.
And wow, we found out what football was all about. The Manatee County football is no joke.
Not as many rules in that league.
No. So it was a fun year.
I can remember one play in that game at the very end of the game. Luke Bustle is back in the secondary. You're in the secondary. Chad is rushing. Chad was quick and explosive off the line.
No doubt.
And he was a nightmare in the opposition backfield. So he gets back there and throws it up. And then Luke tipped the ball, and Jordan intercepted in the end zone. That's probably, I've been to so many football games, but that's one of the highlights of my life, the PAL League. Yeah. And it's, again, being part of the community forever, guys.
Sure. Well, for the three good friends that we all were, to have that moment happen, and that was pretty neat.
Luke's been part of TigerVision. Now he's announcing.
Luke's taken over as the PA there at Harley Stadium. So Luke's still at it with us.
And y'all share the technology, so he doesn't even need a spotter.
That helps. It helps.
It does help. Yes.
Well, a question I have for you, Jordan. Why did you graduate from Ole Miss?
Seems like
because my daughter did too.
Seems like
no.
Seems like an odd question. No, I mean, growing up a Gator, used to wear orange and blue shoes to school every day. I mean, I was going.
They were custom shoes.
Our family hasn't missed a Florida Gator home game. I think maybe 2 of them since 1958. So that's kind of what we did growing up. And then in the grand scheme of things, I was going to school there. And then, but our family has been here in Manatee County so long, I thought it might be neat to date someone I wasn't related to. And so, no, I had to keep going west until I found somebody that maybe I could settle down with. No, Ole Miss was a great school. I'm a music guy. Being that proximity to Memphis and all that, it was a really, really cool spot to be.
Yeah, the answer you gave me before is God opened the door for me up there to find my beautiful wife of our 4 children. I remember you talking to me about that earlier.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a true story. It's a true story. So, and really love my time up there in Mississippi, and it's always great to go back. And but no, it's there's no place like home. So,
well, I want to say to both of you guys, we'll wrap this segment up. We both have things to do. It is incredible, and we are so proud, Ken, of our sons. From where we started with this mission or nightmare 15 years ago, and 15 years into it, I just have to say, guys, I am so proud of everything and the effect that you guys have had on the community with this. It's not, and you don't do it for the name rec and that kind of thing, but
no, we hide in the van. Or
we're always in the trailer,
Yeah, and you've already in about 5 minutes on this side of the microphone. They've already caught us here. So good, Ken. So we're going to go out and retire. But I want to
No.
I want to thank you both for just doing such a great job and highlighting the beauty of our county, Manatee County, and I so appreciate it. Ken, you got any comments?
Yeah, I would just like to add too. Not only are we proud, but our dads have passed on here in recent years, but I think they were even more proud to watch y'all take this and run with it. And they knew who the real talent was. So, they were regular, they were the early viewers.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Well,
but I think they were more proud than we are, if that's even possible.
I know I can speak for Chad on this. We grew up, our grandfathers were our heroes, and they're great. And they left literally big shoes to fill. I mean, they're over there at the courthouse, Manatee County Courthouse.
they
I mean,
are.
there's some big shoes to fill there. And but I got to say, I mean, it's a lot of volunteer hours, and we're really proud of y'all too. I mean, to just step up and say, hey, we need 2 guys to call football games, and y'all kind of jumped in right with us with no formal training or anything else. So it's just been a really cool thing to do over the last 15 years, y'all, and I appreciate it.
You guys too.
Well, thank you very much, and we'll wrap this one up, close this one out, and we thank you for the School District of Manatee County giving us this opportunity, the beautiful Legacy Hotel here. We have a place and to be treated better than we deserve, and we appreciate it very much.
That's true. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
Chad.
Thank you.